Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Time is life. You waste time, you waste life. It's that simple. The difference between success and failure, it's how you use your time. Some people go through life saying, I don't have enough time. But the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The question is, what are you doing with yours? Are you spending it on things that push you forward? Or are you letting it slip away on things that don't matter? Most people don't lose their dreams because they're not smart enough or talented enough. They lose them because they never take control of their time. They put things off. They waste hours on distractions. And one day, they wake up wondering where all the time went. But here's the good news. You can change that right now. Today, you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to watch the clock and feel like time is running out. You can learn how to spend your time wisely, so every day takes you closer to the life you want. In this video, I'll show you how. Stay with me, because this could be the lesson that changes everything for you. Let's get started. Number 1, the world won't wait for you. If you waste time, you get left behind. Time is the only thing in life you can never get back. Once it's gone forever. And here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. The world does not wait for anyone. It doesn't pause because you're tired. It doesn't slow down because you're unsure. It keeps moving forward, whether you're ready or not. And if you sit still for too long, life will pass you by before you even realize what happened. Every single day, people are making decisions that shape their future. Right now, someone is working on their dream, while another person is procrastinating. One person is taking action, building their future, creating opportunities, while someone else is watching from the sidelines, telling themselves, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year. And before they know it, they wake up and realize years have gone by and nothing has changed. The harsh reality is, success doesn't wait for you to be ready. If you don't take control of your time, the world will take it from you. Someone else will get the promotion you wanted. Someone else will build the business you talked about. Someone else will use the hours you wasted and turn them into something great. And when you finally decide to get serious, they'll already be miles ahead. Think about it. Every single second, someone somewhere is getting better. They're learning. They're improving. They're moving forward. And while they're doing that, what are you doing? Are you using your time to grow, or are you wasting it on things that don't matter? The truth is, time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your feelings. It keeps moving. And the only question is, are you moving with it? Or are you getting left behind? If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll never start. If you keep telling yourself you need more time, you'll run out of it before you even begin. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who sit around waiting for the stars to align. They're the ones who take action, even when they're unsure. They're the ones who start where they are, with what they have, and figure it out along the way. There is no pause button in life. There's no rewind. You don't get to go back and fix the time you wasted. The only thing you can do is move forward, and the sooner you realize that, the better. Because if you keep waiting, if you keep hesitating, if you keep wasting your days on distractions and excuses, one day you're going to wake up and realize you're too late. It's not that people don't have time, it's that they don't use it wisely. How many hours have you wasted scrolling through your phone? How many nights have you spent watching TV instead of working on your dreams? How many times have you said, I'll do it later, and later never came? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's time and how they use it. The successful ones don't have more hours in a day than you do. They just don't waste them. They don't sit around waiting for motivation. They don't complain that life is unfair. They wake up and get to work, because they know that the world won't wait for them, and they refuse to be left behind. You don't get another shot at today. Once it's gone forever. And if you don't start using your time wisely, you're going to regret it. The worst feeling in the world is looking back at your life and realizing you could have been so much more, if only you had started sooner. Don't let that be your story. Don't let time slip through your fingers while you're busy making excuses. If you want to change your life, start now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because while you're sitting there thinking about it, someone else is out there doing it. And the only difference between you and them is that they took action, and you didn't. Success is not about having more time. It's about using the time you have wisely. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop letting life pass you by, while you're stuck in the same place. The world won't wait for you, but you can choose to move with it. The choice is yours. Number 2. Success is a game of hours. Win more hours, win more in life. Time is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or what your background is. Every single person on this planet gets the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. It's how they use those hours. Success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about the way you spend your time. Because at the end of the day, success is a game of hours. Win more hours, and you win more in life. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't have extra hours that you don't. They don't get 30 hours in a day, while you only get 24. But what they do differently is they take control of their time. They don't waste it. They don't spend hours scrolling through their phones, watching meaningless content, or waiting for the right time to start. They don't make excuses. They don't let distractions take over their lives. Every single hour is accounted for, and that's why they succeed. Now, think about your own life. How many hours have you let slip through your fingers? How much time have you wasted on things that don't get you closer to your goals? How often do you tell yourself, "I'll start later," while later turns into never? The truth is, success is built in the small, seemingly insignificant moments. It's built in the hours most people throw away. The hours you use wisely add up, and so do the hours you waste. The question is, which side are you on? Most people say they don't have enough time. But that's not true. It's never been about having more time. It's about what you do with the time you have. If you don't believe that, look around. There are people out there who have full-time jobs, families, responsibilities, and still manage to build something incredible. They wake up early. They stay up late. They work when others rest. They squeeze every drop out of the hours they have. And because of that, they win more in life. Success doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't show up one day like magic. It's built 1 hour at a time. Every hour you spend learning, every hour you spend improving, every hour you spend working on something meaningful, it all compounds. It builds momentum. And eventually, it creates a life you once only dreamed about. But here's the hard truth. Most people will never see that kind of success because they're too busy wasting time. They don't track where their hours go. They let distractions take over. They let procrastination win. And then years go by, and they wonder why nothing has changed. They look around and see other people achieving their goals, and they think, why not me? But the answer is simple, because while they were wasting hours, someone else was winning them. If you truly want success, if you truly want to change your life, you have to stop treating time like it's unlimited, because it's not. You have to start looking at every hour like it's a step toward your future. You have to take control of where your time goes. That means cutting out distractions. That means setting priorities. That means being intentional with how you spend your days. Think about it this way. Every single hour is either an investment in your future or a debt you'll have to pay later. The hours you spend working on your goals, improving yourself, learning, growing, that's an investment. That's time that will pay off. But the hours you waste on things that don't matter, that's a debt. That's time you'll never get back. Time that could have been used to move forward, but instead, it's gone. There are two types of people in this world, those who control their time, and those who let time control them. The ones who control their time, they win, they succeed, they create the life they want. The ones who let time slip away, they struggle, they stay stuck, they never reach their full potential. And the only difference between these two groups, how they use their hours. If you're tired of being stuck in the same place, if you're tired of feeling like life is passing you by, then it's time to make a change. Take a good hard look at how you're spending your hours. Be honest with yourself. Where is your time really going? Are you using it to build something great, or are you throwing it away? Start small if you have to. Take just 1 hour a day and dedicate it to something that matters. Use it to learn a new skill. Use it to work on your goals. Use it to improve yourself in some way. And then once you've done that, add another hour, and another. Before you know it, you'll be miles ahead of where you used to be. Because success isn't built in one big moment. It's built in the small, consistent hours that most people ignore. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The only question is, are you winning those hours, or are you losing them? Because if you can win more hours, you can win more in life. The choice is yours. Number 3, you don't need more time. You need better time management. Most people believe that if they just had more time, they would finally get things done. They think the reason they haven't started that business, learned that skill, or changed their life is because their days are too short. But let me tell you the truth. More time won't fix anything. You don't need more time. You need better time management. The reason why some people accomplish so much while others stay stuck isn't because they have extra hours in the day. It's because they know how to use the hours they have. Look around and you'll see people who are constantly overwhelmed, always saying they don't have enough time, always feeling behind. They start their day already in a rush. They jump from one thing to the next, never really making progress. At the end of the day, they look back and wonder where the time went. Another day gone, and they're no closer to their goals. It's not because they didn't have time, it's because they never took control of it. Now think about the most successful people in the world. They have the same 24 hours as you. They have responsibilities, commitments, distractions just like everyone else, but they manage their time differently. Every minute is accounted for. Every task has a purpose. They don't just go through the day reacting to whatever comes their way. They plan, they prioritize, they take control. And because of that, they make progress faster than most people could ever imagine. The real problem isn't time. The real problem is how people use it. The truth is, most people waste hours every single day without even realizing it. They start their morning scrolling through their phones. They get lost in conversations that lead nowhere. They sit down to work, but distractions pull them in every direction. They convince themselves they're busy. But being busy and being productive are two very different things. You can spend an entire day being busy and still accomplish nothing that moves your life forward. That's what poor time management does. It makes you feel like you're working, but in reality, you're just spinning your wheels. If you don't take control of your time will control you. The world is filled with distractions, and if you're not careful, they will steal every hour you have. Notifications, emails, social media, mindless entertainment. All of these things are designed to pull you away from what matters. If you don't set boundaries, if you don't decide what gets your time and what doesn't, you'll wake up years from now wondering why your life hasn't changed. The solution isn't to wish for more time. The solution is to start managing your time better. And it starts with knowing exactly where your hours are going. If you don't track your time, you'll never know how much of it you're actually wasting. Most people think they don't have enough time to work on their goals. But the truth is, they just don't see the time they already have. If you were to sit down and track every single hour of your day for 1 week, you'd be shocked at how much of it is lost to things that don't matter. Once you know where your time is going, the next step is to take back control. And that means making decisions. That means cutting out the things that don't serve you. That means setting clear priorities. Because here's the reality. If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. Too many people try to do everything at once. They try to balance work, personal projects, endless commitments. And at the end of the day, they wonder why they feel exhausted but unfulfilled. The key is focus. The key is knowing what truly matters and dedicating your best hours to it. One of the most powerful things you can do is start scheduling your time like it's the most valuable asset you have, because it is. If something is important, put it on your schedule. Treat it like an appointment that cannot be missed. If you wait until you feel like it to work on your goals, you'll never do it. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what creates results. Time management is not about filling every moment with work. It's about making sure that the hours you do work actually move you forward. It's about eliminating wasted effort. It's about creating systems that make your life easier. And most importantly, it's about making sure that when you look back at your day, you know that every hour counted. Think about what would happen if, starting today, you managed your time like the most successful people in the world. Think about what you could accomplish if you eliminated distractions, set clear priorities, and stayed disciplined with your schedule. Imagine how much further you would be 6 months from now if you made every hour work for you instead of against you. The people who achieve the most in life aren't waiting for more time. They're not making excuses. They're taking full control of the time they already have. And the moment you do the same, your entire life will start to change. Because success is not about having more time. It's about making the time you have count. Number 4, scrolling, watching, waiting. These are silent time killers. There's something stealing your time every single day. And the worst part is you don't even realize it. It's silent. It doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't make a loud noise when it happens. It just slips in, minute by minute, hour by hour, until your whole day is gone. You tell yourself you're just taking a short break. You tell yourself you'll get back to work in 5 minutes, and before you know it, an entire hour is wasted. An entire afternoon is gone. A whole day slips away and you don't even remember what you did with it. Scrolling, watching, waiting. These are the silent killers of time. They don't feel like a big deal in the moment, but over time they steal years of your life. The mindless scrolling, the endless cycle of videos, the habit of putting things off and waiting for the right time to start. This is how people waste their lives without even realizing it. And the worst part, it feels normal. It feels harmless. That's why it's so dangerous. Look around, and you'll see it everywhere. People glued to their screens, scrolling through social media, watching video after video, waiting for something to change in their lives, but never taking action. It's almost like a trance. They're not even aware of how much time they're losing. They wake up, check their phone, and before they even start their day, they've already wasted precious time. They sit down to work, but distractions pull them in every direction. They tell themselves they'll start on that goal, that project, that new habit, just not today. They wait and wait and wait, but nothing ever changes. Now think about what happens when this becomes a habit. A few minutes lost every day turns into hours. Hours turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And before you know it, years have gone by, and you're still in the same place, wondering where the time went. That's the real danger. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens little by little, so slowly that you don't even notice it, until one day you wake up and realize you've lost time. You can never get back. Time is the most valuable thing you have, but it's also the easiest thing to waste. And the sad truth is, most people will spend their entire lives giving it away, without thinking twice. They'll spend hours watching other people live their dreams, instead of working on their own. They'll wait for the perfect moment to start, not realizing that the perfect moment will never come. They'll fill their days with distractions, and then wonder why they feel stuck, unfulfilled, and frustrated with where they are. The truth is, your time is either working for you or against you. Every minute you spend scrolling, watching, or waiting is a minute you'll never get back. But every minute you spend focused, productive, and intentional moves you closer to the life you want. And the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's what they do with their time. Successful people don't waste their time scrolling through things that don't matter. They don't spend hours watching other people live their dreams. They don't sit around waiting for the right moment to take action. They take control. They protect their time, like it's the most valuable thing in the world, because it is. And if you want to change your life, you have to do the same. That means setting boundaries. That means being aware of where your time is going. That means making a conscious decision every single day to focus on what matters instead of getting lost in distractions. Because once you realize how much time you're actually losing, you'll never want to waste another second. Imagine what would happen if, starting today, you stopped letting these silent time killers control you. Imagine how much progress you would make if you used those lost hours to work on yourself, to build your skills, to create something meaningful. Imagine where you would be 6 months from now if you stopped scrolling, stopped watching, stopped waiting, and started doing. Your time is your life, and the way you spend it will determine everything. Where you go, what you achieve, who you become. If you want a better life, it starts with taking back control of your time, because the world isn't going to wait for you to figure it out. The clock is ticking, and every second counts. Number 5. Spending time on yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. There's something most people get wrong about success, about growth, about living a life that truly matters. They think giving everything to others, saying yes to every request, always being available, always putting themselves last, that's what makes them a good person. They believe that if they take time for themselves, if they focus on their own growth, if they invest in their own mind, their own body, their own future, then they're being selfish. But here's the truth. Most people never realize spending time on yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's the foundation of everything you want to become. It's the key to giving more, achieving more, and becoming the person you were meant to be. Think about it. How can you pour into others when your own cup is empty? How can you be your best in work, in relationships, in life, if you're constantly running on fumes? The reason so many people feel exhausted, burned out, and unfulfilled is because they've spent their whole lives serving everyone except themselves. They wake up and immediately jump into the demands of the world, responding to messages, checking emails, saying yes to things they don't even want to do. They sacrifice their own needs, their own growth, their own ambitions just to keep up with expectations. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. You cannot give your best to the world if you don't give your best to yourself first. And that means making yourself a priority. That means setting time aside every single day, not just once in a while, not just when you have free time, but every day to focus on your growth. That could mean reading, learning, exercising, journaling, planning your future, setting new goals, or simply sitting in silence to reset your mind. Whatever it is, it has to be intentional. It has to be something that fuels you, something that moves you forward, because if you don't take that time, life will take it from you. The world is full of distractions, full of noise, full of demands that will drain you dry if you let them. People will take as much of your time as you give them. They will expect you to be available. They will ask for your energy, your attention, your effort. And if you don't set boundaries, if you don't take control, you'll find yourself running on empty, exhausted, frustrated, feeling like you're always giving, but never moving forward. And that's not how life is meant to be lived. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They guard their time fiercely. They know that their growth, their peace of mind, their energy, it all starts with how they spend their time. They schedule it. They protect it. They don't apologize for it, because they know that when they take care of themselves first, they can give more to everything else. They can perform better. They can create more. They can give more to their family, their career, their purpose, but it starts with them. Now, there will always be people who don't understand this. There will be people who call you selfish for taking time to work on yourself. They'll expect you to always be available, always be giving, always be at their disposal. And when you start setting boundaries, when you start saying no to things that don't serve your future, some people won't like it. But here's what you have to understand. The people who truly respect you, the people who truly care about you, will support you in becoming the best version of yourself. The ones who don't, they were only there for what you could do for them. The moment you start putting yourself first, everything changes. You'll feel more energy. You'll feel more clarity. You'll wake up with purpose instead of exhaustion. You'll move through your day with confidence instead of stress. Because when you make yourself a priority, when you invest in your own growth, when you give yourself the time and space to become better every single day, you're not just improving your own life. You're improving the way you show up for the world. This is not about ignoring others. It's not about becoming self-centered. It's about making sure you are strong enough, capable enough, prepared enough to give your best to everything you do. You cannot lift others up if you are constantly drained. You cannot inspire others if you are exhausted. You cannot build something great if you never take time to sharpen your skills, your mind, your vision. So starting today, make a decision. Decide that your time, your growth, your mental and physical well-being are not negotiable. Set boundaries. Say no to things that drain you. Stop apologizing for making yourself a priority. And most importantly, use your time wisely, because the better you become, the more you have to give. And that's not selfish. That's necessary. Number 6, make every hour count, or regret it later. There's one thing you can never get back: time. Once an hour is gone, it's gone forever. You can't rewind it. You can't redo it. You can't save it for later. And yet most people act like they have all the time in the world. They wake up, waste hours on things that don't matter, scroll through their phones, get lost in distractions, put things off for tomorrow, like tomorrow is guaranteed. But here's the truth. Every wasted hour is an hour you'll regret later. Every hour you let slip through your fingers is an hour you could have used to build something great. Success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's not even about intelligence. It's about how you use your time. Because no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what your goals are, there's one thing we all have in common. 24 hours in a day. That's it. And the people who win in life are the ones who make those hours count. They don't sit around waiting for the right moment. They don't waste time on meaningless things. They don't let distractions steal their future. They wake up with a purpose. They move with intention. They make every single hour work for them, not against them. Most people don't realize how much time they waste until it's too late. They spend years saying, "I'll start tomorrow." They tell themselves they'll chase their dreams someday. They convince themselves they have plenty of time. And then one day they look back and realize they've wasted years. Years they could have spent building, growing, creating. Years they'll never get back. And at that point, regret hits harder than anything. Because nothing hurts more than realizing you could have done more, been more, achieved more. If only you had used your time wisely. Think about this. If you waste just 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours in a year. That's over 2 weeks of time. Gone. And what about 5 years, 10 years? How many hours have slipped away, wasted on things that don't matter, things that don't move you forward? Now imagine if you had used those hours differently. Imagine if every hour you spent scrolling, procrastinating, doing nothing, was instead spent building a skill, learning something new, working toward your goals. Imagine where you would be right now. The difference between success and failure is not in huge dramatic moments. It's in the small choices you make every single day. It's in the hours you decide to use or waste. And if you don't take control of your time, if you don't become intentional with your hours, life will pass you by before you even realize it. The most successful people in the world don't have more hours than you. They just use them differently. They know that every hour is a tool that can either build their future or destroy it. They don't let distractions steal their time. They don't make excuses. They don't wait until they feel ready. They just start. They just do the work. They just show up, hour after hour, day after day, until the results start showing up too. And here's the thing. Your future is being built right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, right now. With the choices you make today, with the way you use your time in this moment. Because 5 years from now, you're going to look back at the hours you spent today, this week, this year, and you're either going to be proud of how you used them, or you're going to wish you had done more. So the question is, what are you going to do with your time? Are you going to waste it? Let it slip away? Let distractions steal your future? Or are you going to take control? Are you going to make every hour count? Are you going to use your time in a way that your future self will thank you for? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Either you make your hours work for you, or they work against you. Either you use them to build something great, or you waste them and regret it later. The choice is yours. But just remember, once time is gone, it's gone forever. So don't waste another second. Start now. Make every hour count. Number 7. Study how the best people spend their time. Success leaves clues. The people who rise to the top, the ones who achieve extraordinary things, don't get there by accident. They don't stumble into success. They build it, hour by hour, day by day, through the choices they make and the way they spend their time. And if you want to elevate your life, if you want to reach that next level, the smartest thing you can do is study them. Watch what they do. Pay attention to how they move. Break down their habits, their mindset, their routines, because the answers are right in front of you. Everything you need to know about winning in life is already out there, written in the lives of those who have done it before you. Most people waste years trying to figure things out on their own, making mistakes, going in circles, second-guessing themselves. But the truth is, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to take the long, painful road of trial and error. You can cut years off your learning curve just by studying those who have already mastered the game. Because the way they spend their time is not random. It's intentional. It's strategic. And when you start to adopt their habits, their discipline, their focus, you start to see results faster than you ever thought possible. Think about this. Every single person in the world has the same 24 hours in a day. But why is it that some people achieve massive success while others stay stuck, making no progress year after year? It's not because they're luckier. It's not because they were born with special abilities. It's because they use their time differently. They don't waste hours scrolling through social media. They don't sit around waiting for motivation. They don't let distractions steal their future. They invest their time in things that move them forward. They study, they practice, they execute. They surround themselves with knowledge, with high achievers, with things that sharpen their mind and push them to grow. And the best part, you don't need to know these people personally to learn from them. You don't need to be in the same room as them to absorb their knowledge. In today's world, their wisdom is everywhere. Books, interviews, podcasts, videos. You can study how they think, how they make decisions, how they structure their days. You can take the best parts of their routines and apply them to your own life. You can literally shortcut your way to success just by being a student of greatness. When you look at the highest achievers, you'll notice something. They don't waste time on things that don't matter. They're not arguing in comment sections. They're not binge-watching mindless content. They're not consumed with negativity, gossip, or distractions. They protect their time like it's the most valuable resource they have, because it is. They wake up with a plan. They know exactly what they need to do, and they execute without excuses. They don't rely on willpower or motivation. They create systems that make success inevitable. If you want to change your life, start by changing how you spend your time. Start by cutting out the distractions, the meaningless activities, the things that don't serve your future. Replace them with learning, with growth, with habits that build you up instead of breaking you down. Every hour you spend studying success is an hour invested in your own future. Every minute you dedicate to learning from the best is a step closer to becoming one of them. And here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. If you're not studying success, if you're not intentionally learning how to improve, you're falling behind. Because the world is moving fast. The people who are serious about winning are out there sharpening their skills, mastering their craft, refining their mindset. And if you're spending your time on things that don't matter, you're going to wake up one day and realize you've been left behind. So ask yourself, who are you learning from? Who are you studying? Are you spending time around people who elevate you, who inspire you, who challenge you to be better? Or are you wasting your hours on things that drain you, things that keep you stuck in the same place? Because the truth is, your time is either making you better, or it's making you worse. There's no in between. The best use of your time is learning from those who have already achieved what you want. Read their books, listen to their interviews, watch their speeches, take notes on their habits, their mindset, their strategies, and then apply what you learn. Because knowledge alone won't change your life. Execution will. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, take all the notes, but if you don't apply what you've learned, nothing changes. The only way to see results is to take action. The people who win in life are not the ones who know the most. They're the ones who apply what they know. They're the ones who take what they've learned and turn it into results. And if you want to join them, if you want to rise to that level, you have to start using your time the way they do. You have to start being intentional, being disciplined, being relentless about your growth. At the end of the day, success is not a mystery, it's a formula. And that formula is written in the lives of those who have already done it. All you have to do is study them, learn from them, and then go out and do the work. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is how you use your time. So stop wasting it. Start learning. Start applying. Start winning. Number 8. Break big tasks into small steps and get started. Most people get stuck before they even start. Not because they aren't capable, not because they don't have what it takes, but because the task in front of them feels too big, too overwhelming, too impossible. They see a massive goal, a mountain they need to climb, and instead of taking the first step, they freeze, they procrastinate, they overthink, they let doubt creep in, and before they know it, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and that goal remains just a dream, never touched, never pursued, never achieved. But here's the truth that separates the ones who succeed from the ones who stay stuck. Big things are always built from small steps. Every massive achievement, every great success story, every life-changing transformation didn't happen all at once. It happened in pieces, in small, manageable steps, one after another. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they need to have it all figured out before they start. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it is just another way of making excuses. The real winners in life, they don't wait. They don't overcomplicate things. They take what's in front of them, break it down into the smallest possible steps, and just start moving. Because movement creates momentum. And once you build momentum, everything becomes easier. Think about it. When you first look at a massive goal, it feels impossible. Your mind starts racing with doubts. You wonder if you have what it takes. You start thinking about all the challenges, all the obstacles, all the reasons it might not work. And the more you think, the less you act. But if you stop looking at the whole mountain and just focus on the first step, suddenly, it feels doable. Suddenly, it's not some impossible mission. It's just one small action. And when you take that action, you feel a sense of progress, no matter how small. That progress fuels motivation. That motivation pushes you to take the next step. And before you know it, you're further along than you ever thought possible. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have it all figured out from day one. They are the ones who master the art of starting. They know that clarity comes from action, not from thinking. They know that the only way to build something great is to break it down and attack it piece by piece. And that's exactly what you need to do if you want to make real progress. Stop overcomplicating things. Stop letting fear paralyze you. Instead of looking at the whole project, the whole goal, the whole dream, zoom in. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Maybe it's writing one paragraph, making one phone call, setting up one meeting, reading one page. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be something. Because something is always better than nothing, and taking action is always better than sitting around overthinking. Most people spend their lives waiting for motivation to strike. They think they need to feel ready before they start. But the truth is, action comes first. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. The moment you start, the moment you take even the smallest step, you activate a part of your brain that craves completion. You trigger a sense of progress, and progress is addictive. That's why once you start, it gets easier to keep going. But if you never take that first step, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll stay stuck forever. Look at anyone who has achieved something great. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders, they all have one thing in common. They don't get lost in the big picture. They start small. A world-class athlete doesn't wake up one day and suddenly become the best. They train every single day, step by step, rep by rep, hour by hour. A successful entrepreneur doesn't build $1 million business overnight. They start with one idea, one decision, one risk. An artist doesn't create a masterpiece in a single sitting. They put in the hours, stroke by stroke, draft by draft, until the vision becomes reality. And the best part? This works for anything. No matter what your goal is, whether it's getting in shape, building a business, learning a skill, or improving your life, the process is always the same. Break it down, make it small, get started. Because once you start, everything else falls into place. Once you build the habit of taking action, nothing will feel too big anymore. You'll stop being intimidated by the size of your goals, and instead you'll focus on what actually matters. Making progress, one step at a time. The biggest enemy of success is inaction. The biggest killer of dreams is hesitation. And the biggest regret people have at the end of their lives is not the things they failed at, it's the things they never even tried. So don't let that be you. Don't let fear, doubt, or overthinking rob you of your potential. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you've been putting off, take the first step today. Even if it's small, even if it feels insignificant, do it. Because that one small step can lead to a completely different future. And the only way to guarantee failure is to never start at all. Number 9. Track your time for a week and see where it goes. Most people don't even realize where their time is going. They wake up, go through their routine, scroll through their phone, handle whatever comes their way. And before they know it, the day is over. Then they wonder why they feel stuck, why they're not making progress, why they always seem to be running out of time. But here's the truth. Time isn't running out. You're just not paying attention to where it's going. Think about it. If someone handed you $1,000 every morning and told you to spend it however you want, but by midnight, whatever you didn't use would disappear forever, you'd be careful, right? You'd make sure every dollar went to something that mattered. You wouldn't waste it on things that gave you nothing in return. But every single day, you're given something far more valuable than money. 24 hours. And just like that $1,000, whatever you don't use wisely is gone forever. The difference is, most people don't even know where it goes. They don't track it. They don't measure it. They just assume they're being productive. Assume they're working hard. Assume they don't have enough time. But assumptions don't get results. If you want to change your life, if you want to stop feeling like you're always busy, but never actually getting anywhere, you need to track your time. Not just for a few hours. Not just for a day. Track every minute of your time for an entire week. Write it down. Document it. Be brutally honest with yourself. And by the end of the week, you'll see exactly why you feel stuck. Most people think they're working hard. They think they don't waste time. But when they actually track their time, they realize just how much of it is slipping through their fingers. That 5 minutes of scrolling turns into an hour. That short TV break turns into 3 episodes. That quick check of emails turns into a distraction that derails the whole afternoon. And the things that actually matter, the things that would move them forward, they barely get any attention. Not because they don't have time, but because they don't take control of it. Tracking your time is like holding up a mirror to your daily habits. It forces you to see the truth. And sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. You'll see how much time you're actually wasting. You'll see how often you're distracted. You'll see that the reason you're not getting results isn't because you don't have time. It's because you're not using it right. But here's the good news. Once you see the truth, you can change it. Once you know where your time is going, you can take it back. Successful people don't have more time than you. They don't get 30-hour days while you get 24. The difference is, they know exactly where their time is going. They don't leave it to chance. They don't hope they're being productive. They track, they measure, they adjust. And that's why they win. Imagine what would happen if you took control of your time the same way. Imagine cutting out just 1 or 2 hours of wasted time every day and putting that into something that actually moves you forward. That's an extra 14 hours a week. That's 728 hours a year. That's the difference between staying stuck and completely transforming your life. But you can't fix what you don't measure. You can't change what you don't track. So for the next 7 days, pay attention. Write it all down. Not just the big things. Everything. Every time you check your phone, write it down. Every time you watch TV, write it down. Every time you get distracted, write it down. And don't just estimate. Be honest. Be specific. Because when you do, you'll start seeing patterns. You'll start seeing exactly where your time is going. And once you see that, you can take full control of it. Most people go through life reacting. They let the day control them instead of them controlling the day. But you're not most people. You're here because you want more. You want to stop feeling stuck. You want to start making real progress. And that starts with knowing exactly where your time is going. Because once you do, you'll never look at your day the same way again. You'll stop making excuses. You'll stop feeling overwhelmed. And you'll finally start using your time the way it was meant to be used, to build the life you actually want. Number 10. Rest and recharge wisely. Most people are exhausted, not because they're working too hard, but because they're resting the wrong way. They think rest means scrolling through their phone until their brain is numb. They think it means binge watching TV until they can't keep their eyes open. They think it means doing nothing at all. But here's the truth. Real rest isn't about shutting down. It's about recharging. It's about coming back stronger. It's about using your downtime to fuel your next move instead of dragging yourself through life, feeling drained all the time. Look around. You'll see people yawning through their day, chugging coffee just to stay awake, complaining that they're always tired. But if you ask them what they do when they get home, they'll tell you they relax. They'll tell you they take time to rest. So why do they still feel exhausted? Because they're not actually resting. They're escaping. There's a big difference between the two. Mindlessly scrolling through social media isn't rest. It's a distraction. Watching hours of TV isn't rest. It's an escape. Lying in bed stressed about everything you need to do tomorrow isn't rest. It's just wasting time being anxious. And that's why so many people never feel recharged. no matter how much rest they get. The most successful people in the world work relentlessly. But here's what most people don't see. They also rest with purpose. They don't waste time pretending to relax while their mind is racing with stress. They don't lay around feeling guilty for not working. They don't use their free time on things that drain them even more. They rest in a way that actually fuels them, in a way that gives them energy, in a way that makes them sharper, stronger, and more prepared for the next challenge. That's the kind of rest you need. If you're always feeling drained, always running on empty, always struggling to stay focused, the problem isn't that you're not working hard enough. The problem is that you're not resting wisely. You need to ask yourself, what actually recharges you? What actually makes you feel alive again? Is it getting outside, going for a walk, breathing in fresh air? Is it reading a book that fills your mind with new ideas? Is it exercising, moving your body, releasing all that stress and tension? Is it sitting in silence away from distractions, letting your thoughts settle so you can think clearly again? You need to stop confusing laziness with rest. You need to stop thinking that numbing your brain is the same as recharging your energy. Real rest is intentional. Real rest brings you back to life. Real rest makes you better, not more exhausted. And if you're not careful, if you keep wasting your rest time on things that drain you, you're going to wake up one day and realize you've been running in circles for years, constantly tired but never moving forward. You need to protect your energy. You need to guard your focus, because if you don't, the world will steal it from you. Your phone will steal it. Social media will steal it. Endless distractions will steal it. And you'll be left wondering why you feel so drained all the time. But the truth is, you gave it all away without even realizing it. The key isn't just to rest. The key is to rest wisely. The key is to recharge in a way that fuels your ambition, strengthens your mind, and prepares you for the battles ahead. Because if you rest the wrong way, you'll always feel like you need more. But if you rest the right way, you'll wake up ready to conquer anything. One day your time will run out. Make sure you spent it building a life you're proud of. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. How you spend your time will decide the kind of life you live. You can either waste it on things that don't matter, or you can invest it in things that move you forward. The choice is yours. But remember this, time doesn't wait. If you don't control it, distractions, excuses, and bad habits will. So starting today, be intentional. Set clear goals. Cut out what's wasting your time. And take action, because every moment counts. If you found value in this, don't just listen. Apply it. Change your habits, and you'll change your future. Now go make the most of your time, because your best life is waiting.